Hello and welcome to Microsoft Hates Greg. My name is Greg Deckler, and today we're going to be talking about this poll. So not only about the poll results, but why I did this poll, some of the lead up to this, to posting this poll, and then what's going to come next after this poll. So I mean, it still has 2 days left, right? But you can see I was overwhelming, right? That I should write a book on the no calculate approach to Dax. Pretty definitive, lots of great supporting comments, and you know, there are 12% say no, right? I would love to hear from somebody in that 12%, right? I mean, LinkedIn, I think, is too much, you know, is too much kudo culture. There's not, I'd like some honest feedback. I really would like to know, okay, what are some good reasons why I shouldn't write this book? But it's pretty clear that people want me to write this book. And the lead up to this posting this poll was it's been almost 5 years now since Daxs Cookbook. Daxs Cookbook is my personal favorite book that I got to write with Pact, out of the seven. Right? It's always been my favorite. I had the most fun writing it. It's the book that I love the most. Um, but it sold terribly. Okay. And you have no idea, right? In terms, it's like compared to like mastering Power BI second edition or Power BI Cookbook second edition or even learn Power BI second edition, like an order of magnitude worse. Okay. Bad. Compared to, the other books that I've written. So I mean, I understand why there's never been an interest in Pact, and I brought it up over the years with Pact, and they've never really had an interest in writing and doing another Dax cookbook second edition or anything like that. And I completely understand why. I've never held that against Pact at all, but I've always wanted to write a successor or second edition or spiritual successor to that book. So finally, I just went ahead and it's like, well, if I can't write it with Pact, um, you know, I don't want to run. Pact has always been great to me. Pact is phenomenal to work with. I've always had a great experience working with them. They do so much. The people there are great to work with. They're very supportive. It's just been a wonderful experience, and I didn't want to go out and find another publisher to write that book. So what I asked Pact is, hey, Pact, would you be opposed to me writing that as a self-published book? And Pact was like, because they're Pact and they're awesome, they're like, yeah, absolutely. We would be fine with you doing that. So that is what I'm going to do. But and so that is why I posted the poll. And that is also why I had that private conversation with Nick Deborah, Nick about who wrote Practical Charts and More Practical Charts, was asking about his publishing process and how he went about doing his self-published book. Because Nick's books, if you don't own them, you have no appreciation for just what works of art they are. Um, I mean, they're more like those fancy like coffee table books, that they has just pictures of golf courses and stuff, and they're not really meant to be read. They just kind of hang out on the coffee table because they're so beautiful, and maybe somebody thumbs through them or something like that, right? They're that quality of a book, in my opinion. So just to give you a sense of it, like optimizing DAX second edition, right? They call it the brick. Okay, it's over 800 pages. Okay, if you take Nick's two books, Practical Charts and More Practical Charts, and you stack them up next to DAX, optimizing DAX second edition, they're literally, I don't even know if it's half. They're not even half as thick. Okay, but would you believe that both DAX, optimizing DAX, and Nick's two books weigh the same amount, just a little over 3 pounds? I mean, that is the quality of the paper. They're just they're just the glossy paper and just how gorgeous the colors are and everything. They're gorgeous works of art. So I wanted to talk to Nick about how he pulled that off, and he has a wealth of knowledge on that topic. But that's all going to come later. There'll be decisions that we made around that in terms of like whether it's going to be print on demand or go with like a traditional printer, or and get like groups of these books or whatever. How that's going to be done is going to be handled later. But what really struck me about this poll, and got me kind of the wheels turning, was that, there was some great feedback on this poll. Like, hey, we should include this and we should include that. And, it'd be great to have a debugging section. And we should have, maybe we compare it and contrast with other approaches. And it just generated this great discussion here. And I really started the wheels turning. I really want to keep this kind of thing going in the book. So what I thought, and I've also published some videos on this channel, right? When I published out Definitive Guide to M got published, I posted a video about kind of some of the behind the scenes stuff. And I also did that with Learn Power BI Cookbook, third edition. I published out here some behind the scenes stuff that went on and that sort of thing. And that all seemed to be like people seemed to enjoy that. So I thought, why not, in writing this book, this new book on the no calculate approach to Dax, that I basically bring the community along with me, and we write this book together. So that is that's my vision for how this book gets written. In that I'm gonna be the author, right? I'm gonna write the content, but I want to incorporate feedback from the community, from this community on Microsoft Hates Greg, as well as the larger Dax community. And the way I'm going to do that is about three or four different ways. One, as I write the book, I'm going to be posting on this channel behind the scenes information and videos as I go through the process. And instead of one at the end, you'll see multiple videos, as we go through things, and as I generate things. Because there's a process to writing a book, and I want to share that process with everybody. Now, the second thing that I want community feedback, and I want you guys to tell me what you want in the book. So the way that's going to work, there's going to be two different ways of doing it. One is that I have a newly minted Microsoft Hates Greg Discord server, right? And so right here, there's a channel for Dax Book. There's a channel for memes. If you guys want to suggest memes or share your memes about Dax or about Power BI or whatever you want to share about, just keep it clean, right? And then, some general channels. And this is literally just created this today with my son. My son's the moderator on it. And so this will be a way to provide feedback on the book, and your thoughts on the book, what should be included, what shouldn't be included. Totally free to join. The link to the Discord server will be posted in the description for this video. Now, there was a second way that I'm going to get feedback and let people participate and even maybe even get their thoughts into the book itself. And that is, I created a Patreon page. Now, there's a free tier, right? You can join for free. And there is one tier. Okay, this is not a money-making endeavor on my part. I just wanted a platform that we could collaborate on, and I could post content up that's not just going to be randomly stolen by somebody anonymously logging in and grabbing all the content and stuff, right? I wanted some kind of platform where I could do that, but I thought about Kickstarter, I thought about GoFundMe, about all this stuff, but I think this is the way to go, and we're going to give it a try. Maybe it doesn't generate any kind of community at all. We would just all fall back to the Discord server or something. Who knows? But I think what I want to do with this Patreon is, and I put it at the lowest amount they allow me and still give away a sticker, right? So I had to at least charge $2 a month if I wanted to give a sticker away. And the sticker you get is the Banana Pickle Math sticker, right? Only this time it's a 4-inch by 4-inch Banana Pickle Math sticker. So if you're signed up for, I think it's 3 months, they'll ship you the sticker anywhere in the world. So what I'm going to be doing on the Patreon page is I'm going to be posting as I literally write chapters, as I write anything, do anything for the book. It's going to be uploaded to this Patreon page, and it's going to be available for people that are patrons, right? And you'll be able to provide feedback on it and see it almost real time as I write this stuff, right? So the minute I finish up chapter 1, or even I've got half of chapter 1 done, I'm going to load it up, right? And then have people look at it, pick it apart, hey, you should include this. Hey, I would like to see this, right? And I think it'd be even cooler, right? At the end of this, what I want to do with this is that at the end of, when the book is written, anybody that's a patron for, let's say 6 months or whatever it is, however long it takes to publish the book, I'll send you a free, ebook version of the final book. right? So if it takes 6 months to write this book or a year, you're in it for, $12, $24, whatever it is. And you're going to get about what you pay for the ebook anyway. So, I'll ship you an ebook version of the ebook, right? And also I want to include like all the patrons. I want to have pay, in the front matters section, have them all listed there, as far as credit. And I thought a cool thing to do would be, even if, like, let's say that, as you guys are reviewing the book and that sort of stuff, somebody comes up with a really useful insight. Like, I think it'd be really cool to have like a little pop up or a little call out, like, hey, so and so said, provided this insight about, whatever it is, right? I think I'd like to try to work all of this in to where I'm writing this book. I'm providing everyone just complete access to everything that goes on throughout the book publishing process. The people that want to sign up here, they get everything, right? And then I also have, I'll be doing stuff on Discord, posting announcements, maybe short videos on Discord, things like that, as well as on this channel, Microsoft Hates Greg channel. So that is the concept. The link to the Patreon page will be in the description, along with the link to join the Discord server. I'm really kind of excited about this. And then, we'll make and maybe Pact, maybe they'll come back and say, actually, Greg, we really would like to publish this book or something. That's all stuff that we can do later, right? This Patreon website gives me the ability to do polls. So I'll be able to do polls on here with like, hey, should we do a print on demand through Amazon? Should we go with a traditional printer? Should we, whatever, find a publisher for whatever it is? Like, this is the place, this is the hub where all of that discussion and collaboration is going to go on, hopefully. So it was just a crazy idea I had, and the thought that I had. I thought it'd be really cool to write a book this way, kind of take like what I do with having co-authors, right? A Definitive Guide to M was really cool because like we were creating a book from scratch with Melissa and Brian and Rick DeGroot. And that was a really kind of different experience for me, and I enjoyed it. And so I wanted to kind of take that to the next level, if you will, and really share the publishing experience and the book writing experience with whoever wants to join me on that journey. So that is all I had for today. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.